Hey everybody, good morning. I hope you are doing fantastic out there and enjoying that life is coming back to normal. I think it's a wonderful thing in my world. I'm very happy that we're able to get out and be a little bit more free. I hope you are too. Hopefully we're going to see each other in the new and coming months too. Excited new world we have. The real estate market continues to be completely interesting and totally changing. Again, we're starting to see some new trends we've been seeing over the past few months. A really extreme seller's market. I mean, the inventory has continued to drop, the month supplies continue to drop, and we're starting to see a little bit of a change in that. Many of my lenders are telling me that mortgage applications have dropped off considerably. And the data is also starting to look a little bit different from the market's standpoint as well. Of course, homes are still appreciating like crazy. We do feel like maybe we're starting to see the end of this extreme sellers market, and we're starting to normalize a little bit. So that being said, I want to share with you my market statistics for April, and actually I'm going to flip back into a little bit of March as well so you can see what those are. And then I'm going to give you a quick recap on what's going on in interest rates too. They're still super low, so it's still a great opportunity to buy with the cost of home ownership being very low. Let me share my screen and show you what's going on according to the Atlanta Board of Realtors. And now this graphic is April 2021, which is the monthly basically recap, and then we'll show you a little bit about year over year and see what has happened. If you notice, we had 6,896 total sales in the month of April, 8,023 active listings. The average price was $426,000. Now, I just want to show you something about this, and this versus just March of last month. Average sales price $426, average price sales price $396. So you saw a huge jump in the value and the average prices of homes in 1 month's period. Look at that median price too at $345, and then you're looking back in March at $330, $15,000 drop. Also look at this supply. Now this is March, so 1.1 months, but then you roll into April and now you're seeing a little bit more supply out there. Like I said, we did see applications drop off for new home loans a good bit in the last month, actually a considerable number according to my sources. So we're starting to, looks like, see the market normalize just a little bit. Of course, interest rates are still amazing, and I'm going to run through about the last few weeks and show you what's going on there too. If we look at the year over year numbers, total monthly sales for April were 6,896. That's actually a 28.2% increase over 2020. So a lot more homes actually sold last month, which is a really good thing. They're moving quickly. The inventory was about the same, but the monthly sales, went up a pretty good bit because of the demand. If you look at your median sales price, you had a 17% increase in median sales price year over from 2020. And you look at your average sales price, $426,000. That's a 21.5% increase over 2020. So that means that your average sales price went up 21.5%. Over a year's time. That's a huge number in the real estate market and in the real estate world. Obviously, that reflects the extreme sellers market, and we're seeing that start to taper off a little bit. If you notice, I mean, this is kind of where we came in. This is the month's supply of inventory over the last 2 years, and if you notice, we kind of came into this year going down and down and down and down, and then we're starting to see inventory tick back up. We're starting to see that buyers have kind of seen enough of these high prices slacking off a little bit. What that means to my sellers, that if you want to capitalize on this seller's market, you probably need to get in now. You probably really need to get active, and if you're thinking about selling, call us. Like I always tell you, every single market is different. Every neighborhood is different. Every property is different. So it's important that we look at it specifically on your property, your market, and for what buyer is looking for your home. Those are always different. For my buyers, though, that means that the opportunity is really starting to bud again for you guys. You're starting to see the prices level off. Interest rates are still fantastic. And it's going to become, it is now, and then of course it's going to continue to be a great opportunity to buy. With interest rates where they are right now, it is so cheap to get money, and loan restrictions have eased a pretty good bit as well. So it's a little bit easier to get your home loans now than it has been for a very long time. Now, looking at our new and active listings, they both increased. Look at that. The new listings increased 21.2% from the same time of 2020. but the active listings up 52.8%. So that means we not only increase the number of listings, but we increase the buyers by a huge amount. And we're starting to see that subside a pretty good bit right this minute. So it's changing. The market is always changing in the real estate world in Atlanta and in other cities. You know, we work with agents all across the country and really all across the world. And we share information and ideas, and we talk to them about their markets. Everybody's seeing a good market for the most part in all their metro areas. You are also seeing some things change in those areas, and markets change. And like I tell you every time, all real estate markets are local. So it's important that you're talking with somebody in that market that knows that market and knows those properties very well in order to guide you and make sure that you make the most of your real estate transactions. If you do need somebody in another city or state, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We have some fantastic partners all across the country, and like I say, all across the world, who are highly skilled and highly trained in their markets. And we're happy to refer you to them and make sure that your real estate experience is amazing there as it is with us right here in Atlanta. We want to make sure that it is successful for you, that you are well protected, that you're getting the right properties, that you're not overpaying, or you're not getting something that's going to cause you a lot of problems. Those are the things that really we go in there and do, in addition to having the best contracts and making sure that you're covered and all your interests are covered, to make sure that your home buying experience or sale is as solid as it possibly can, and it benefits you as much as it possibly can. So enough of that. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about the mortgage rates too. So the mortgage rates, I mean, they've stayed pretty much close to the same. They've had a little bit of fluctuation up and down. They're still floating around 3.2% on your 30-year fix, about 2.5% there on your 15s. Your arms have dropped down a little bit, and then your 30-year jumbo loans, they've mostly stayed about the same. You know, they've ticked up a few basis points here and there, but rates are incredibly low. For a lot of people who remember back in the late 70s and early 80s, I mean, people were buying homes at 18 and 20% interest rates. In the 90s, we were buying homes at 6 and 8% interest rates. Even into the early 2000s, you know, 6 and 5% interest rates. And now you're talking about 3%. Inflation last month, the inflation rate that just came out was 4.6%. Look at that. If inflation is that and you're borrowing money at that and your house is going up 15 and 16% per year, that is a huge inflation hedge for you. So if you have thought about buying in the current market, or are thinking about buying in the near term, please reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to walk you through it and make sure that you have the best advice and that you're positioned as fantastically as possible to buy your dream home and the properties that you want. We also work with a lot of great investors, and we've got some great investment properties that are coming up. So if you'd like to know about those, let us know about that too. But that being said, I am Brew Krabs with Berkshire Hathaway right here in Atlanta's Midtown. That is your market recap for what's going on here in the Atlanta real estate market. Like I say, every market is different. So make sure that you're working with a local expert, no matter where you are. And if you need us to connect you with those, we're always happy to do so. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day and a very successful real estate life.